Hi guys, it's Elizabeth again from Heartlock Studio. I know it's been a while, but we're going to do a drawing today. I hope you guys have been great. I've sure missed you up here. So we are going to do a really neat abstract art picture of a shoe. No, this is not my shoe. I stole it from one of my children. Okay, so in order to create your drawing and have it look the most like a shoe, if you're uncomfortable with doing by hand drawings, you can sit your hand on your page and trace it like this. Any kind of high top tennis shoe works very well. Any brand works. The idea is that you aren't going to color it in the same way as it looks in real life. It doesn't have to look that way. Now I'm going to go ahead and outline what I just did with a black marker. And remember, this is just the silhouette of the shoe that we're creating at this point. And make sure you have a really good black marker that's going to work well for your picture. There we go. And remember, at any point during the video, if you feel like I'm going too fast, all you have to do is pause me. So we're going to take a look at the shoe, and this is where the still life aspect comes in. You can see that we have laces hanging down, grommets, lacing here, stitching, all kinds of different textures and varieties on here. We're going to set the shoe down, we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to draw those things in. So I'm going to create the side of the shoe where the tongue comes out of, front of the shoe. Anywhere that you see lines, we are going to add them in. My picture looks a little not as bright as I would want on here. I'm going to scoot it forward a bit. Ah, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to continue with these little circles, but instead of drawing the first full circle, since I'm using a marker, I'm going to draw a C shape so that my lace can stick out. I'm going to have one of the laces hanging down like this. Again, I'm looking at my shoe and I'm seeing what is on here. What is on this shoe? Little stitching back here. More stitching up here. I'm going to get my laces going. Now, I don't like to record and then edit over the top of it, so I have made some mistakes on my laces, but we can flow with it. These are not mistakes, these are happy accidents. Bob Ross, of course. All right, more laces, might have this one sticking out a bit. Finish my grommets. Now, if you're ever drawing with marker and you make a mistake, no, you can't erase it, but you can add texture to it. So if I have these lines across here where I messed up, I'm going to make my lace continue on, and I can repair it by adding extra lines. And no one else will know that I messed up there. No one will notice. Only you notice your mistakes. Trust me. You're doing a good job. Okay, so I'm going to add that texture to all of my lacing since I messed up in that first area. These are just lines like candy cane. Okay, the shoe doesn't really have very much on it for creativity. I'm going to change the brand of it. I'm going to add that all-knowing check mark here. There we go. I'm going to add a few weird random lines and some bisecting lines here. Now you can do that with a ruler. You can place a ruler across your page and just kind of section off some areas like this. You can go from one end all the way over to the other if you want, or just add a few. Okay, what I'm going to do is each time that I have a line here, like this area here has a line going across here and here, this part's going to get colored a different color than, say, this top part here. The bottom of the shoe here might be orange, but this part here might be green. Then here's another line, so I might change to pink. We are going to use either a marker or colored pencil, whatever you have at home, to color the main subject in. And your subject is your shoe. The background, we can use chalk pastels if you have them. It's a lot easier than having to fill the whole thing in. So the shoe that I have is only black and white, of course, but I'm adding these extra colors in. I want it to pop. I want it to look really, really neat. Here's one sole here. Let's add some color onto these rings up here. I might be done with that color. I might not be. You never know. Let's see. Check mark. I'm going to fill it in. Now, if you can hear it, it might sound like I'm scribbling. I kind of am. I don't really have all the patience to fill something in the way that I've seen some of you guys do in the past. I'm going to fill it in to the best of my ability. You definitely don't want scribbles and you don't want white space showing, but you don't have to spend a million years on it either. Oh, I was looking for pink. I have pink. All right, the lace from here down is going to be pink. And remember, it's because this line is going across here that I'm not coloring it from there up. I'm going to change the color anytime that I hit a line. Okay, I need to add some bright orange on here. I'm going to do that to this top portion. Oh, that is not orange. What is this? It says orange. It says orange, but it's giving pink. At least it wasn't one of those lid trades. I'll add some more orange over the top of it. There we go. Now we're going to do some funky stuff to this picture. We are going to be adding some like paint splatters in the background and some neat things on here. That'll be kind of interesting. Now again, I messed up in this area. I would have had pink laces. I put orange here on accident. So it's all good. It'll look great in the end. Just keep on keeping on. Okay, I'm going to do some light blue for the laces down here. And again, I made my color choice based off the fact that there was a line going across here. So this part of the shoe is going to be colored in differently than the rest of the shoe. I'm not going to use marker on the whole thing. Just some of my smaller details, because again, I don't have the patience for that. So I am going to use chalk pastel on a lot of it, any of the larger areas. I'm just going to change to pink now. Pink laces again. I should have elevator music playing in the background. Alright, here's that front portion of the shoe that's normally white. And mine is going to be hot pink. I actually have a shoe painting where I have two shoes on there and they're painted with lots of bright colors, and turned it into a painting. It looks really neat. More orange. I don't quite have enough orange. And then I'll start on my chalk pastel. That part and all the way over to here. Now your color choices are up to you. You could use your favorite colors. You can create tones of shades of blue or green or whatever you would like. I'm going to swap back to blue right here. And then I promise I'm going to use chalk pastel. So this type of drawing can take a long time or just a little bit of time. It's up to you. Here we go. I'm going to use a hot pink chalk pastel. Now, because I put pink on this portion of the shoe, I don't want to use pink on my background here, okay? Because it would blend in too much. I want to use a different kind of color. I am going to put pink on the bottom of my shoe underneath it down here. And see how that fills in way faster. I'm dropped my pink. I'm going to put yellow down here. Maybe some green over here. And again, I'm sectioning it off based off of where my lines are at. And orange. I've got one last little section here. I'm going to grab my pink that I dropped. There we go. Okay, so for blending, you can use a paper towel. Just rip it up. You're going to wrap it around your finger like this, and then you can blend. I'm going to start with my lightest colors first, work my way out. Now, you don't want to use marker over the top of chalk pastel if the chalk pastel is really thick. You don't want to do that. You can use marker over it if you've blended it very well and it doesn't have a lot of chalk coming up. The reason you don't want to do that is it will stick to your marker and ruin it almost instantly. There you go. Blow off the extra. So I have to decide if I want to make my shoe have a color or leave it with a lot of white showing. I think I'm going to add a little bit of color maybe around the edges as an outline probably. But for the most part, I'm going to leave the shoe white is what I've decided. So I'm going to outline it to make it a little bit more noticeable. And then we'll get some really neat things on here. All right. Okay, back of the shoe. Well, I'm going to use a different color. Hold on. Green. Wahahaha. It did not show up like I wanted. That one's dead. Blue. I just have to go with the flow for these kind of pictures. There we go. Okay, this looks great. You can see the shoe now. So I'm going to come in here and add some squiggles and paint splotches, maybe towards the end of where these lines have gone. I'm going to create a paint splatter like that. I'm going to create some little circles and squiggles. Any kind of funky little things that you can add. Let's see here. I'm going to use one of my blues, this one, and add some squiggles. These squiggles could be a word, or they could just be simply heart squiggles. Some more splatters. I'm getting some abstract elements in here. Oh, I wish I had my large marker, but I don't have it with me. It would have worked great for some splatters. Big splatters everywhere. Okay. I'm going to put a few over the top of my shoe at the bottom. Now you could also use black chalk pastel or charcoal. Those would work. Black marker, black chalk pastel, black charcoal. It looks like I had a helper bring me my large marker. Yay! Da, da, da. These markers are amazing. They're a Sharpie brand, but it's a Sharpie Pro. Works on wet and oily surfaces. It's not an advertisement. They're around like $6, $7, $8, something like that. They work really great, and I'm actually going to outline my shoe with this, and it should make it pop. And it's your choice when you're finished. It's up to you. Your final step is going to be, of course, to add your signature, typically located in the lower right of your art. And add a few more splatters. And my signature is going to be in hot pink at the bottom of my shoe. 2022. And a heart. Just because. There we go. We have a funky graffiti shoe. And it looks like this. So I'm glad that you guys were able to join today. Remember, if I ever go too fast, just go ahead and pause me. And I'll see you guys again next time.